With the recent release of the Backrooms movie, I have been led back to this painting that I viewed back in the Faces and Places exhibition. Today, I would like to talk about the liminality and the sort of illusion of this photo, Safeway, taken in 1983 by Wim Wenders. The subject of this photo I assume to be a massive, or at least wide building, where we only get to see a section of it where we can see large lettering noted in full capital as Safeway. There is an accompanying door on the side of the photo. After some research, it seems to be that, well, one search really, it seems to be that Subway is an actual American supermarket chain. So I'm assuming that this photo was taken at an old stop that is now removed. But I wanna look at it. I wrote that I wanna analyze it here in my script, but I don't really do that. Yeah, I wanna talk about how liminal it is, and yeah, how it's sort of an illusion. I said it previously. So considering that it was an actual American supermarket chain, I'm assuming that they named their company Safeway to highlight that their mall was a safe way to rest, dine, and shop in. But I find it very interesting that at the bottom of the photograph there is a road, and you can see a little yellow line that you would typically see on the road slip out from the bottom left of the photo. So rather um than its intention of welcoming people inside the mall, it's also quite interesting to see the name, like, not intentionally obviously, but for it to vividly suggest a road as a safe way to go. The way the photo is composed, showing directly this section, sort of triggers my interest in a liminal environment, as it leaves my imagination to wander on what could continue and to fulfill my liminal fantasy. I can imagine the roads and the wall of Safeway endlessly stretching. I can also quite vividly think of Safeway being the only sign there, which provides quite a profound significance on the sign being in one area. Um, if it really was an endless road, I think it would be horrifying. Uh, like in my imagination, one side is an endless small wall, and the other side could be really anything. But I'm thinking of it to be a large desert. People could just be walking here endlessly, and if they're lucky, after walking miles, they may encounter this sign to assure them, as well as the door that provides them shelter, food, and water from the inside of the mall. But to the commoner, this is an empty land where you're set to march on forever and maybe die, or to stop and die. In CNN's interview with Wim Wenders, film director finds inspiration out west. Wim Wenders said he was struck by the colors of this photograph, all primary and no need for color grading. And it's incredible how the red of the sign is so striking from the blue of the sky and the more desaturated ground. Mm, I think one aspect that provides the liminal feeling is how saturated the photo is. For something stuck under the sun all day, you'd expect the colors to be incredibly desaturated, but yet the boom of the vibrant red sticks out and continues. The blue sky itself provides no sun in sight and is like a background on perhaps like a computer background, and like less realistic than what you'd expect. I think the final touch to make me particularly reminisce of a liminal environment, well, more the backgrounds is the shadows under Safeway. Um, like one of the backroom quotes is something like, trying to draw a dog from description, how the backroom just remembers. I think it's incredibly similar to the shadows under, where it sort of looks like it's repeating through and through under the sign. I feel like that just adds an incredible effect to it. The entire imagination creation of mind. Oh wait, yeah, yeah. So like I want to talk a bit about this being an illusion now. Very short. So like obviously everything that I just described is a delusion and basically an illusion. Like it triggers your imagination. That's great because I think like analysis, like it's making things up logically kind of. Um Anyway, because So the whole thing the I just came was it's an illusion, but it adds so much beauty to this piece of art. Like I could analyze it for what it shows, and I could probably give a lot of content based off that. But with my imagination, I described the whole scenery, and I didn't even part. I don't think this video is particularly an analysis, but um, the mold doesn't stretch on infinitely, and it's also an idealization of the scenery that I have in my head. And I want to point out another illusion in this. So not only that it's very important in the presence of the museum as something like it's placed down to legate the photo. So they have uh so by placing down this photo, they have legated the photo, which is basically keeping a legacy for it, even though the sign was taken down years ago. So it's a preserver, it's a legacy, but it's not still here. And not only that, again, on the side of the photo in the museum, they registered the way the photo was taken was through a light box, which is essentially a cube-like figure that takes away shadows and reflections and creates soft and even illumination. But this is an area Wim Wenders has discovered in real life, and the structure seems far too large to put into an actual light box. So, did they lie in the museum? I have no idea, but doesn't seem to be true that it was taken using light box techniques or whatever. I mean, maybe they just made a mistake. Maybe. Maybe I'm making a mistake and somehow it was an actual light box. But in Wim Wenders' interviews, it was like, oh, he saw it and took a picture. I don't think it was set up because he talked about it being raw as the primary colors. Yeah, I have no idea. I'll leave it like people always talk about social media being an echo chamber, but I kind of feel like most places we are in are echo chambers. It might be because I'm stuck in this echo chamber why I say that most places we are in are echo chambers, but who knows? Well, we could probably know. I could probably know, but I don't know right now.